You don't have a headset for yours?
No.
Shit, I got 2 camera views of it.
Yeah. Let me,
Hey, look at that. Oops.
all right.
See the stream. Should I get off the Dutch's Wi-Fi?
Yes, because it has no internet.
It's hot in here.
Yeah. Well, we got an AC up to turn on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on, email.
What happened to Colin?
No showed.
Who told you he was going to play?
Manuel. He's the one that texted me and signed him up.
Hey.
I Oh, nice safety by Mike. The tablet over there is running on the hotspot of my other iPhone. Fuck. There's just shit in here. 3 bars. Let's see if I can reboot my phone. Yeah. That's weird.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Testing.
Yep. Test.
All right, if there's anybody out there watching, let us know if you can hear us. Having some Wi-Fi issues, so we're trying to get connected. Awesome, thanks, Patrick. Yeah, we're having some Wi-Fi issues since the power outages the other day, so we're trying to get everything working. Glad you guys can hear us. So yeah, we're in the finals. Lee Puyette has the hot seat, and Mike Gordon will have to double dip him if he wants to win this thing. All right, Lee made a great jump shot. He's got a shot here on the 4. Come through and see the 5 through the 8-9, hopefully. He's hitting the balls really good. But so is Mike. Mike's come through the B side, and he's been putting a beat down on everybody. I can say it because I'm one of them. He's leaving himself a little long here on the 7. Can't do much with it on the rail. Just going to have to cinch it. Take that 8 ball on the side pocket, probably. This side. So the payouts for this for first and second is 1,000 for firsts and 750 for seconds. It paid top 4. So pays top 4 in the tournament, pays top 3 in the Calcutta, and there's also an optional side pot. There's a $25 buy inside pot, and both of these guys are in it, and that's winner take all. There's 450 in that. Yeah, I heard that echoing back a little bit. Is it any better now, Patrick? It's like Mike's a little funny on the 8. He's on the wrong side of it. He's just gonna. Well, he plays pretty straightforward, so he'll probably just use some inside and check it and come back across. I don't think he'll go around the world here. Yeah, good shot. Mike hits the balls real clean.
So the score is 2-2, and both guys are shooting really well. So I imagine this will be a dogfight. Hopefully it goes a second race just to give us more to watch. A good pool because both guys are shooting really well.
Yeah, so it looks like Mike's in a tough spot here. Trying to get at that 2 ball. Looks like the 3-5 is pretty easy, but I don't know if he can see the left side of this 2 to make it, or he's going to come off that end rail and kick at it. He had to kick at it. Looks like he got safe. Yeah, so it looks like Lee got a good hit there and got a good safe out of it. So now Mike's kicking. Probably going to kick 2 rails at the 2, maybe even 3 rails come off the bottom rail behind the 2. It's a tough go at it because he's stretched out for it too. See what he can develop here. Yeah, I think he tried going off the back rail as well, but that was tough no matter what. Made a good effort. Ball in hand here, Lee's going to put in some work. Hopefully control that 3 ball off that combo and give himself a chance to get out here. I want to give a shout out to Patrick Nix with EvoSports. He's in our chat. He got everything set up for us this week. Got everything working with Rich really well and making sure everything's smooth, and it's definitely working out well. It's an awesome stream, great quality. Anybody out there watching, go to EvoSports live streams on YouTube.
Playlist.
You can see the playlist. Yakima has its own playlist, and the other sites they have playlists, so you can poke around and see what they're doing everywhere else. But if you want, every match that gets streamed on here goes into the Yakima playlist, so you can go back and watch yourself, watch people you know, see all the action going on. We even had a men's league match, or summer league match, Thursday night streamed on here as well. So there's a lot that can be done here. Also go to Yakima Pool Tournaments on Facebook. See any of the new tournaments coming up. See any info for tournaments that we've had out there. Anytime there's tournaments run here in town, they'll get flyers posted there, brackets, the online brackets. And now we're going to be posting the EvoSports live stream there as well. If there's ever Calcuttas or online auctions, you'll see them posted there as well. So it's a good place to stay up on all the information and get involved. It's like Lee's got a tough shot on the 7. Fired at it and got there. What a great shot.
In perfect shape. Exactly what you're hoping for.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match. Both these guys are hitting the balls really good. Little rolls here and there, and
Yeah, they're each capitalizing on the other's mistakes. They're playing some good safety, good jump shots, but when somebody comes up a little short on something and the other one gets a clean look at a ball, they're getting out. So this is definitely going to be a good one. So Mike made a great shot on the 2 there. It looked like he had to just jump just the edge of the 7. But with the shape he's got on the 3, it's a tough shot. More than likely, he's looking around for a good safety option. And the way Lee's playing, it's going to have to be a good one because he's not missing much either. So we'll see. That was a great attempt to put distance between them and get behind that 4, but it looks like he gave Lee a look at the edge. We'll see what he decides to do with that. Looks like he's looking at going for the shot and using the 6 to stop the cue ball. And this is the final of the 550 to 650 Fargo tournament, and I want to give a big thank you to everybody involved who came out, all those that traveled all the way here. Thanks to Ed Slade. He traveled over here for the first time, got to hang out with us at the Dutch, and he brought Cuppy for all of us to see and enjoy and take pictures. And so I'm sure if you're friends with him on Facebook, you'll see those at some point. Yeah, Lee did try to cut that shot, just got a little bit too much of that edge and cut a little wide. Brought Mike back to the table with a shot. Not the easiest of one. If you're shooting in the side from that angle, that's a small pocket, but the safety option is there too if he goes off the rail and just comes up and cozies up to the 6. But Mike's been pocketing balls quite well, so he's feeling pretty confident. So we'll see what he decides to do.
He tried to play it off the 6 because he didn't want to just roll the 3 in and leave himself tough on the 4. So he's trying to play it off so he could play with speed to get to the 4. Just missed it a little bit. I'm going to put you on the spot, Rich.
Okay.
You don't have to tell me who you're rooting for. But who do you think has the best chance of winning this match?
Well, they're both shooting really good, like we said, but Mike's played matches today already. Two of them, and he did really well in both. And the last match against Paul DeLuna, he just could do no wrong and ended up walking away from there with a 7-0 victory. So, and Lee was back on a different table warming up, but that's not the same as a match because there's no pressure in that. So at this point, I think the odds are laying in Mike's favor, but the way Lee's been shooting, as confident as he feels, you can't really count him out. And looking at the score, yeah, it could definitely go either way. But Mike came into this match warmed up from having played today already, whereas Lee did not. So that's the only thing different, but they're both shooting really well. And just like Lee's shirt says, he came to play, to win. He came to win. So we definitely know what his intentions are. And it looks to be like there's a characteristic miss from Mike on a relatively simple shot. Just kind of took it for granted a little bit. And it could ultimately cost him because Lee's got a nice starter here. So we'll see.
One thing I've noticed about Mike in this match so far is he typically plays a little bit of slower pace. Not slow, but a little bit slower pace, a little more methodical, and Lee shoots fast. And it seems like Mike has picked up his pace compared to how he played against Paul DeLuna and Ed Slade earlier today. A little bit of that might just be from the opponent he's playing and putting himself in that position to not even realizing it, probably just picking up his pace. That's a shot that Mike. I don't ever see Mike miss shots like that. So that could be a pace issue, could be a pressure issue.
So Lee kind of overrun his shape to the 8 here. Going to force himself to maybe have to work his way around or just take the medicine and set up for a longer 9-ball shot. But I have a feeling it's going to go around.
Overhit that too.
Well, luckily he didn't scratch, and he gave himself something to work with. It's not the ideal shot on a 9-ball in a 9-ball tournament, but could have been a lot worse.
Ooh.
Oh, he flirted with it a little bit in the side, but got away with it and made another nice out to take a 2-game lead. He's up 4-2, putting the pressure on Mike. I think what you said earlier, Josh, about the speed that Mike's playing at, is definitely affected by playing with Lee, who wastes no time to shoot shots, and that might, that has an effect on Mike to where he's playing a little faster than he normally does, and that could be, partial cause of missing that 4-ball, just kind of moving along. But Mike will get settled in. He's pretty solid, and he's been playing a long time. He knows, so he'll adjust. I got to give props to Lee for punishing Mike for that mistake.
Yeah, we had players from the west side. We had players from Spokane, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and of course Yakima. It's been a good tournament. Of course, Lee's from here. This is where he plays pool. Does lots of traveling and stuff to like Lincoln City, places like that. But this is definitely his hometown, is where he plays. And then Mike Gordon is from Tri-Cities. There's a pretty strong contingent from Tri-Cities that came up here with him, DeLuna, Scott Brasher was here, Britt Merson.
Yep.
There's a good chunk of strong players that came up for this tournament from there as well. So no surprise to see one of them in the finals.
So as Josh mentioned earlier about the Yakima Pool Tournaments Facebook page, we do post everything, all the tournaments we run on that page. And that way you're able to sign up. If you want to play, you can sign up there. Just comment on the flyer you see there. For anybody who's in this area, we also have flyers posted on the walls at the Dutch. The same flyer that's posted online. So definitely get in, because we have 4 diamonds. So any kind of singles tournament, I typically limit those to 24 players, and team stuff it's usually 16. And the reason why I do that with just the 4 tables, I don't want to have to do short races. I'd rather have at least 5 to 7, maybe more in a race, considering the money you put in. And if anybody who travels, you don't want to travel to a tournament that only has a race to 3. So for the sake of time management, because I'd rather not run late on Sundays where people have to drive any kind of distance, I try not to have them drive home late on a Sunday night. And we're off to good time-wise. We're really good today. It's only a quarter to 1 o'clock, and we're in this race, and it could end here. And if not, we go another one, and it still should end at a decent hour. But like I said, Mike's from the Tri-Cities, and that's just 90 miles east of us in Yakima here. And Lee, he lives in the lower valley, so like yesterday, he ran home to grab something he forgot, and he left and came back in 40 minutes. So he's got a 20-minute drive home to Toppenish, I believe. So that's kind of why I limit, number of entries, but it's all based on the number of tables and, being able to do decent race lengths and time management.
My Mike's got himself a tough shot here on the 3. It's hard to tell if that 6 is acting as a funnel or as a blocker. It's always hard to tell from these angles sometimes. It almost looks like the 6 can help him here. And he can let the cue ball loose because he wants to be on the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, because if the 5 ball bumps a 6, it's going to push it up to the rail. So the cue ball is going to need to go up.
Ooh, he hit
Oh,
that clean.
man, he hit it really good. Just a little nudge on the 6, but didn't really affect the ability to make that 6. And he's right in the window between the 8 and 9, so that's pretty. You couldn't really hit that any better.
He's got the 4 there in the side, right?
Yeah.
So essentially playing the 4 on the side with some right English, come off that end rail and get towards this side rail, I'd assume. Just got to make sure not overhit that ball like that. Hit that a little fat. It's going to run into the 7 ball for sure every time.
Yeah, but I think he was doing exactly what you thought. Because he played with English to come to the bottom rail and then up side to be kind of straight in and on 6 to make it, pretty basic stop shots to get out. But then bumping that 7 really changed this.
Well, watching the replay on it a little bit here, he hit the 4 really fat. So he hit it almost into the right nipple. Into the side pocket is why it deflected off and hit that 7. If he'd have cut it thinner, it wouldn't have deflected as much, and he'd have probably been in pretty good shape.
Yeah, because he's hitting it thinner and it gets to that bottom rail. Even if it were to come off that rail and bump the 7, he still would have had a clean shot on the 6.
So he's looking at kicking the 6 in. He's not going to try to kick off the end rail and do like a little baby kick and stick and keep him behind the 7 with the cue ball. He's going to try to make this, and I favor him for it. He kicks good. You don't even have to go off the second rail if you don't want to. I would. I typically try to go 2 rails at it, but
yeah, because it would give you an opportunity for a decent shape.
just like that.
Man, he hit that really well, and
No love.
no love on the shape. So,
Wow.
but that's why you use that second rail and come with a little speed so the cue ball can come out of there and give you a good shot. Just unfortunate that it marries a 9 up like this and took a nice clean shot at the 7 away.
Yeah, that's why I made the comment about the one rail into it, because coming at it from that angle and how far out the 6 was, that was natural shape to come off for the 7 too. But he hit it with a lot of speed, so I think no matter what, that 9 ball or that side pocket was coming into play depending on 1 or 2 rails. Good solid hit on the 7, but gonna leave Lee a tough cut. But Lee, I favor him to make this. He's pretty good at stroking that ball in and coming around.
Well, he had a similar shot like this earlier, except it was longer and he banked the 7 in. So he's not afraid to tackle that either. But being this close to it, he may opt to cut.
He's looking at. What's he looking at there?
I think he's looking at cut and how the path of the cue ball, making sure it doesn't scratch on that top right pocket there.
Yeah. He's got a stretch for it too. He's a little on the taller side.
Yeah, it'd be I'd have to use an extension just because I'm on the shorter side.
Me too.
But
I'm vertically challenged and unfortunately horizontally challenged as well. So these are tough for me. Yeah, he banked it.
Yeah, and he hit that like money, and now he's very high percentage to get out on this rack and take a 3-game lead, which is huge. And it's also letting Mike know you cannot give me a chance.
Yeah. You got to fear the 5-game lead here. Lee's the favorite to win this now. That's big in the first set, not pushing it to 2.
Yeah. So first place pays $1,000. And the side pot, which both of these players are in, is currently sitting at $450. So first place will pay $1,450. And then there's the player auction side, which there is a different player that bought Lee in the auction, and then Lee did not buy half his action. So that other player who bought Lee would collect that money, which I believe is just under 1,000. But I don't know the exact number. I haven't logged into the auction to look, but I will here soon.
I'll tell you, that same person that bought Lee, he makes really good choices because he also bought Mike.
Yeah, so either way, he's coming out of this pretty happy.
Yeah, at this point, he don't care. Both his horses are in the finals.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want it to be if you're going to be buying players. I do want to give Steve Rajan props for doing the online auction for us. He's the owner of Legacy Billiards and the Seventh Rail in Spokane. And we often travel that way to play tournaments. And so periodically they travel this way to give us the love in return. And much appreciated that those guys from Spokane come over to play. And then, like I said, Steve ran the auction for us. Something we're going to establish on our own here pretty soon and get that to where we can do that as well here. But Steve had, with his experience, offered to, help us out with it, and we accepted, and he graciously did it all. And so it's not a bad thing that he bought the right player. It's just kind of like karma for doing a good thing. But
yeah, and he gave him the option to take a small percentage for taking his time to. I mean, he was busy this week refelting all 17 of his tables, but he took the time to build the auction and do everything for it, and he chose not to take the percentage or anything out of there. He wanted it all to go back to the players, so that was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, definitely. And Steve's that kind of guy. He's all about the pool players and everything, and he's very well liked and respected, and not just by us, but by everyone in Spokane as well, and all around. Anybody who's met him or his family, they're amazing people. And Mike, it appears, just missed the two completely. He was trying to edge it and play a safety, but instead missed it to give Lee ball in hand, which could be very costly here.
Yeah, I mean, Lee's in that point where he smells the blood. He wants to get out, so he's probably going to try to get out. I can tell you, me and Lee, when we were playing, there was a couple opportunities like this where because we had a super tight match, so he was right here. He would have been playing safe on me and either getting a better table or going for a 3-foul. But at this point, he just wants to get out. He wants to finish it. He doesn't want to give his opponent another chance at table, and I don't blame him one bit.
So he put himself in a little tight spot here, kind of like the 50-yard line on the 3. So it looks like he opted for the safe, trying to just slide over behind the 8 ball. And now he left Mike a nice clean look, and the table's open. And Mike has typically just been running tables like this without a problem. So I expect he'll do that now to close the gap.
This would be a good table right here. The way it's laid out, this is a good table for Mike to get in stroke, get a little bit of his confidence back, and get back into the match. We'll just see if he can maintain his composure and get there. I seen that comment there, Mike, in the chat. I appreciate the props. Yeah, this is a good tournament. I was frustrated last night. Obviously, everybody hates to lose. I had a tight match with Lee. Had an opportunity to finish it when I was up 6-5, and I made the biggest mistake of all and hung the 9 ball. And typical fashion from Lee, he broke and ran when it was 6-6. So I was frustrated with that. And then I had the unfortunate opportunity to play Mike Gordon here on the B side last night, and Mike was in dead stroke. He played really good. I made mistakes, but most of my mistakes I made were forced from him by the way he was playing and shots he was leaving me, and it was a tough match. So I'm one of those guys right now that, as frustrated as I am, I can't pick anybody in this match because you always want the person that beats you to win the tournament, and both these guys are the guys I lost to. So definitely a lot of work over the years. I do appreciate you getting me in the pool, though, Mike. It all stemmed off of a bet, and here I am, just
Commentating.
in love with the game. Yeah.
Yeah, Will, maybe next time you'll be able to make it out. I'll keep you in the loop for tournaments. Just like I said, the Yakima Pool Tournaments page is where to look. But I also do send them out to everybody who I think might want to play or qualify for whatever caps we put on stuff. But I'm glad you got to enjoy the stream, and we enjoyed putting it out there. And thanks to Patrick Nix and EvoSports for coming in Thursday and getting us all set up and running us through the training and how to use it all. And of course, appreciate Jim, who owns the Dutch, who's a pool player himself and very much into promoting pools. So we appreciate him as well, and willing to bring in the technologies to make pool more fun for all of us. He brought the diamonds to town, and it's been great ever since.
So Mike makes a pretty routine out normally, but in the finals, under pressure, down against a guy that's shooting really well, nothing's easy. So he made a really good out there, and that could be something that could help bring him into this match a little closer, not just from score, but eliminating some of those mistakes he was making. Mike has an opportunity to play pretty flawless pool, so could make it a good match.
Yeah, he was definitely doing that earlier today and a good chunk of yesterday. He did not make very many mistakes or miss very many shots, and all his safety play was pretty tight, and he was basically executing everything the way he saw it happening in his head, and those were paying dividends.
Well, and a little fun fact for this tournament, one of the things that might be driving Mike to have a little more mistakes than normal is Lee is the one that put Mike on the B side. Mike struggled a little bit in that match, and Lee shot really good. So he's not just playing the finals here, he's also playing the guy that punished him every time he made mistakes earlier on in the tournament too. So might be putting a little more pressure on himself too to try to get that back,
Yeah, you want to avenge your loss, and to be able to play the person to put you there, it does feed you a little more.
Especially in the finals.
Yeah.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Mike, and playing the 3-rail shape to give himself a little angle on the 2 instead of, some people have a tendency to try to hold shape and then they end up with a tough cutter or bank, whereas at Mike's level, he knows that holding is not the best option, just to go back and forth, and it proves in the shape he has right now on this 2, a nice little angle to get over for the 3.
How do you shoot this 2 ball? Do you just try to go float past the 5 to the side rail, or do you try to use like some inside and try to go down between the 9-3 short side of the 3? I don't know if you can spin down and stay on this side of the 3 to make it.
Yeah, I think in this case, you just kind of keep it as close to the same spot where the 2 is, so you can just cut the 3 and give yourself angles to get out for the 4. Because if you slide over above the 5 like this, oh, I see.
Yeah,
So he was trying to get onto this side, so he had rails to work with for shape. Whereas had he just stayed over there above the 4, the 3 would have been a decent cut, but then the 6 ball is in play where you could slide off of that and maybe even scratch. So him trying to come 2 rails over to get on the correct side of the 3 is definitely a good move. But now he's in a position where he has to try to play safe, and I see what he's trying to do here. He just wants to graze it, to push the 3 next to the 6, go over to the rail under the 4, and maybe with a little English come in on the other side of the 6, which would have to be really perfect, because if you bump that 4, it could get ugly. So I think he's going to nudge a 3 and then just go distance.
Yeah. Use a 5-9 as blockers. The 6 hold the 3 there. Oh no! Well, panned out.
He was trying to just go up table, because distance is always going to be your friend, even if they can see the ball, because it's tough to control both. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get to the rail above the side pocket, but he caught the point, and luckily it came out and just kept it hooked, forcing Lee into a kick. And
You know, it was a good shot either way, because if he doesn't hit that tit there, the nipple, he goes down and the 5-9 still covers. You know, he might even get up behind the 8 ball.
yeah,
This is just a shorter kick for Lee. Oh man.
well, that was a nice kick, get a really good hit and a really nice leave. I mean, it still gives Mike an opportunity for a safe, but it really limits what he can do and took away his ability to pocket that 3.
I'll tell you, Rich, I didn't think about this, but who is over there to watch hits, since you and I are not?
Lonnie was over there.
Well, hopefully he's still over there. It'd be nice to have somebody that's
Yeah.
understands.
Well,
Everything.
if there wasn't, I mean, you know, a text message and I'll just go right next door if need be.
Oh, look at Patrick wanting us to pull all the tools out of the bag. He wants to start doing a little bit of illustration here and there. We will. You know, we got a funky setup because we have some Wi-Fi issues. So we're trying to keep it as simple as we can. But yeah, that's definitely an awesome tool you guys incorporated. Oh, did he get there? No, I think we can see the edge.
Yeah, the edge might be available, and if it's not, you can come off the bottom rail and just give it a little nudge and tuck it in tighter behind the 4. Basically, with the draw my crooked lines this way, but basically come in like
I
this.
think he can make this ball.
If he can make it, then Mike's definitely in trouble.
Oh,
No, oh, he come in
Oh,
behind it with some force, and you know, luck favors the aggressor, and there's proof right there. And this, since it's opened up, makes it very difficult for Mike. Even if he gets a good hit, you know, he's going to be looking for some love to get it in a position where Lee don't have a shot. Because if there is, Lee's going to get out.
I mean, do you try jumping this? I don't see a lot of value in jumping it. Do you kick off the end rail behind the 6 and go 2 rails at that? Do you kick off the end rail the other way and just try to make this ball?
Well, for me, I don't mind jumping, like trying to jump bank, only because the cue ball and the 3 would be going in different directions.
Yeah. So
Whereas if you're kicking at the corner, they're going to travel together if he gets a hit, in which case chances of leaving a shot or something they can really use to punish you is there. But at least with a jump bank, like I said, them going in the opposite direction, you could get lucky.
Oh, man.
Oh,
no love. Man, Mike's just not getting any love today.
he is not, because had that stayed up, you know, he would have left Lee a bank, which, you know, those are no gimmies.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, rotation pools. Sometimes the rolls just kind of go against you. Cuts deep, but it's the game we play.
Yeah, because it's definitely frustrating when you're struggling and then everything you do, you know, when you kick or do anything, you're giving ball in hand, which, you know, any player would love that because then you get perfect shape when you're on the first shot. And which is exactly what Lee did. He gave himself a nice little natural angle to come out to the middle to give him the 4 on the side. And now it's basically just roll forward a little bit and then not play the natural angle, which is what he set up for. So just pocket the 6 and the cue ball will come up table. So it's only speed control, which he did just perfectly here. So now it's just a matter of his preference, whether it's to play there and then try to shoot the side or the corner, which from that angle, if he stop shot it, the corner is the bigger pocket. But you just never know. But he's set himself up for preference. So we'll see what he chooses here. Like I said, the side pocket is very doable, but from that angle, it's more like a half pocket or less, where the corner is wide open. Nicely done, Lee. To get on the hill. So Mike is in a really tough spot now because he's 3 games down. He needs 4 to win. Lee only needs 1. Lee is also shooting very strongly, and being on the hill just adds that extra bit of pressure to Mike, where every mistake is going to be the potential to end the match.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Surprised you didn't make it down here. You must have had to work or something. But yeah, you'll see. You won't see Rich in a few weeks for that triple scotch. He's got a league tournament that he's playing in and running up here in Yakima. But you'll see me and Delmer Rowden. We'll be down there playing. We got Joe Kaluza as our third, so you'll see us. We're probably going to be the only Yakima team, just because most of the other Yakima teams that would travel for something like that have a league tournament here in town. Me and Delmer just chose to back out of the league tournament to play that triple scotch. We'd rather win some money than win some championships, you know?
Yeah, when I seen the dates of that Scotch triples, I immediately just like, man, another one I can't play. I do like playing at Players, and I like the Scotch triples there. They always have fun tournaments, have a good time, win or lose.
Yeah, that's another great place here in Eastern Washington to play. If any of you have never played, there's Players up in Kennewick, Washington. Great place, great atmosphere, lots of strong players. Always really good, well-run tournaments. It's definitely a fun place to play.
And I'll say this because I'm a fatty. They got a full kitchen with great food.
That's very accurate. I don't eat much when I'm playing pool. I try to keep it light and small meals and stuff, and it makes it hard there because everything I want to eat is just like a dinner course type meal. And it's pretty good price too. You know, you get these great meals for not.
Yeah, very affordable prices.
Very affordable pricing. It's crazy. Yeah, Mike, that's 100% accurate. I can't tell you how many times I've watched a live stream and the person I'm rooting for has the hot seat, and I'm like, you know, I'd probably rather them just lose this match so that I can see another set, especially when it's a good pool. It's always fun to watch good pool. The only time I don't do that, of course, is when there's some money on the line, and I'd rather my guy just win and be done with it. You know, Lee's feeling it. He's just getting out.
Unfortunately, he left himself a tough shot here, which it's not out of his realm of pocketing. He can definitely make this, but getting the shape and with us being near the side pocket, you know, brings a scratch into play and a couple other things. But Lee being on the hill and his desire to win, I can see him just getting out. Just like that. Oh, what a perfect little bump on the board there. And with the layout of the table now, I'd be willing to bet extra money he gets out. I'd be super surprised if he does not.
Yeah, I think this tournament's done right here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need to make my way over there to present the money and shake hands and do all that fun stuff. So I'll leave you here, Josh, with all the commentary and whatnot.
Sounds good.
I shall return.
Yeah, Lee's got a pretty easy 9 ball here to finish the tournament.